there, Star Wars toy fans. I'm here today with a vintage collection playset to show you. So today I'm presenting our Moff Gideon's Imperial Light Cruiser. This was the center of action for so many incredible scenes in Mandalorian show seasons 2 and 3. So I loved to bring this to life, and I can't wait myself for the battles that I can set up here. I'll take you a bit through it. This playset, it is a hallway, and it's quite modular, just like you've seen from playsets in the past, such as our Tantive 4 item. So you'll see this one actually has 3 doors, because one is a Imperial double door. You heard that snap. That's that amazing snap in place so that we're sure that our doors aren't sliding around impossibly, as well as a snap shut. Pop. So this one has some great functionality with an additional door over here for a single doored hallway. So I loved bringing that to life. I'll just share some of the other details I loved designing about this playset. For one, I think it was so much fun to be able to create this Imperial lighting. So right about here, you can see that this hallway comes with some sort of Imperial panels of light up this way. And those Imperial light panels are sort of frosted transparent. So that frosted transparent material is going to let ambient light in, or let you customize it yourself with any lighting you want to from home. But mostly for me in my display, I love the way that it just ambiently sort of shines almost like it's glowing, even though electronics are not included. Another couple of amazing details, you'll see some sweet panel labels that we were able to create across this longer hallway section. And I just love that texture along those panels. The really cool design from the set of the show. As well, speaking of lighting, you're gonna see that when the klaxons go off, alert, there's a Mandalorian in our hallway. You're gonna see that there's these red lights. Those are also modular. You're gonna see that these can, let me pop that off. Just like that. So you're going to see that those are modular klaxon lights that you can pop on either side of a column, and that's so that when you are able to create a modular double-walled design, you can pop them on either side of the column and get a great display. All right, what else is going on with this playset? I'll call out a couple more details, and one, of course, is the figure that it comes with. So this playset is complete with our Mandalorian privateer. Now, if you think about the story that this incredible set has been through in the show, where do we begin? We started with Moff Gideon himself kidnapping Grogu, and he stored him in a sort of cell in this hallway, and what we saw was Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, charge in, battling dark troopers, eventually battling Moff Gideon himself in this hallway to rescue Grogu. So that was such an incredible scene in the show. I think the dark trooper stuff especially was an incredible hallway battle. And then, as we saw, we eventually captured Moff Gideon in this light cruiser, and Luke Skywalker himself also stormed one of these hallways, battling those dark trooper battalions and just tearing into them with his lightsaber, slashing everything. So this has had so many key characters in it and just a lot of amazing battles, I think. Now, when it comes to packing a figure into a playset, I always am looking for somebody who's also kind of a troop builder, so that as you build out your modular hallway, you're not getting a lot of the same named character, you're getting somebody who is creating a sort of faction and a sort of troop building experience for you with your playset. If you choose to buy multiple of this playset, you will be building yourself a full Mandalorian garrison, just like the ones who reported into Bo-Katan and eventually to Axwos. So building up your Mandalorian troops, I know we've had a lot of blue Mandalorians, but this one's gonna be a sweet troop builder if you build these hallways out. So if we're gonna build a modular playset, I think I'd better show you how modular it can be. So hang with me, I'm going to do a little setup and show you 3 different ways that you can build this hallway in your display. You gotta display it your way. So let's jump in. All right, woo, what a whirlwind. But as you can see, this is a super fun setup. Now this is what I would call the endless hallway. Obviously it has an end, but this is 4 of our playset linked together in a way that if I were displaying at home, I would line this all the way up right across the back of my shelf for an amazing hallway display, a charge down the hallway of your Mandalorian privateers here fighting those dark troopers. So this one is a super fun way to display. And I think this is for your shelf-oriented collector, an amazing thing that adds a sort of backdrop right to your collection instantly to create that and a super cool Imperial light cruiser hallway. So what are we gonna do next? I think next up I'm gonna do one for you toy photographers. And this next one is one that I'm gonna call the double-sided, just like it's real view of our playset. Wow, all right, so setup number 2. Again, what a fun whirlwind. This one is the setup that I would prescribe for you toy photographers out there. And that's because with 2 walls on either side, this one feels like a real hallway. Actually, let's get down here and see. Oh yeah, it's feeling pretty real. That's our Imperial Light Cruiser hallway come to life in toy photography mode. So this one is super fun for anyone who wants to bring that scene to life and capture it on camera. So let's take a look at our next setup. We'll see how this one can create sort of an L shape if you're playing with it on tabletop surface. All right, so this has been super fun. This one is what I would call the L setup. So that one really shows you how you can build a corner into your playset world, right like this. This one is gonna be, I think, perfect for your tabletop play as you build out your battle scenes. I think fun for a family, a photographer, a fan, anyone to set up on a tabletop. Even if you don't have the space to leave it out this way permanently. So this one is so modular. I've seen this build an O-shape formation, more that you can do if you purchase multiple sets. So the modularity is something that we've loved to design into our hallway play sets in the vintage collection. So I hope you guys really enjoyed 3 ways to display Moff Gideon's Light Cruiser hallway playset. It's been super fun for me to be able to set it all up today for you to see. And just to share some info on where you can purchase and when. This playset is available in the US at Fan Channel and on Amazon, including HasbroPulse.com. Globally, you can find it wherever vintage figures are normally sold. This pre-order starts on July 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you guys really tune in for this one and jump on the hallway playset for Moff Gideon's Light Cruiser. All right, and before I leave today, I'm going to show you 2 more figures because you probably have had enough playset for a day. Why don't we jump into just 2 more figures that I can chat about with you? All right, so next up I'm going to share with you today a figure who's a very main character, also from the universe of The Mandalorian. It's the Mandalorian himself. So here today I will share with you the Mandalorian Imperial Base. Now, the Mandalorian Imperial Base, let me get his cape tucked back here, has a couple of cool updates inspired by season 3 of the show. Just lay that over your shoulder. And in particular, the biggest update inspired by the show, this one is from a later season, and this is the moment where he charged down the hallway finding the Imperial Armored Commandos. And those Imperial Armored Commandos had so much equipment that he stole, and in particular, a jetpack. So this guy has lost his own jetpack, but never fear, he's scrappy. He's stolen this one from another character, from a villain in the show. So this is a really cool white jetpack upgrade for Mando. No, that's not all. Might be something else interesting about this Mandalorian. It's what? It's barbell hips. That's right. I know we've all been waiting for that upgrade to the Mandalorian. This is going to improve his mobility and give him a lot of range of motion, such as sit. And really, one of the ways I love to pose characters is those sort of action crouching positions. Just like that. He's ready to quick draw. He's taken your jetpack, and he's ready for action. So you can look out for this Mandalorian figure coming to you in our main line. This one is a pre-order starting on July 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So the Mandalorian himself has a key ally in the show, and that is our friend Bo-Katan. So sharing today a Bo-Katan updated for season 3 of the Mandalorian show. This Bo-Katan Kryze is named on her card, Bo-Katan Kryze of Playset 15. And this Bo-Katan has some key updates. Of course, we saw the story moment in the show where when fighting the Shriek Hawk creature, she lost her pauldron on her right shoulder, and then she had to go to the armorer to have it upgraded. The armorer then built her a silver Beskar shoulder pad, and Bo-Katan requested the signet symbol of the Mythosaur skull. Obviously key to her story, and all Mandalorians really. So the other update that you're gonna see here with this Bo-Katan is that Darksaber. In the show, Bo-Katan has, stand up girl. In the show, Bo-Katan has taken the mantle of the Darksaber. Now, this Darksaber is newly adjusted tooling, and that's so that we can use a firmer plastic. What you're gonna see, sorry lady, probably should have defeated you first for it. What you're gonna see from this Darksaber is a nice, firmer plastic. So that is nice and sturdy and gonna feel nice and different from previous releases. So you can look out for this Mandalorian figure coming to you in our main line. This one is a pre-order starting on July 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So look out for 1 p.m. Eastern Time for pre-orders for all of these characters and all of these, and the playset as well that I showed today. You're gonna see that 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Bo-Katan Mandalorian and this Light Cruiser playset. So we hope that you've really enjoyed the walkthrough Mandalorian figures that we shared today. And again, thank you guys so much, and may the Force be with you.